Welcome into the First Alert News Center. I'm Hannah Burbank, and here are today's top stories, starting with story number 5. Lexington police are still trying to find information in a fatal robbery that left one man dead more than 2 years ago. 29-year-old Tyler Robinson was shot and killed outside of his apartment on Carlin Avenue in July 2022. Robinson was a local music promoter. Detectives say several people attacked him. They say after he was shot, they stole Robinson's jewelry and watch, then burglarized his apartment. Anyone with information is asked to call Lexington police. Moving on to our fourth top story. The South Carolina Insurance Reserve Fund paid a man's estate $400,000 after alleged negligence at Low Country Hospital. In 2019, a 37-year-old Michael Hayward Sr. was in a car crash in Beaufort. After the crash, he was taken to the Beaufort Memorial Hospital emergency room. According to a lawsuit, Beaufort Memorial Hospital did not give adequate care and did not conduct the correct testing. After a surgery, he died from blood clots entering his heart and lungs. The lawsuit states that Beaufort Memorial Hospital, MUSC, the doctor, and Paragon Contracting Services acted negligently and carelessly. Moving on to our third top story now. A California man is accused of decapitating his parents and their family dog. After police got to the horrific scene of the crime, dispatchers were told a, quote, bloody male was chasing a maintenance worker in the neighborhood. Police say the suspect, the victim's son, stole the maintenance worker's golf cart and drove away from the area. A deputy later found him and shot him. Officials say he is in stable condition. Police say he's charged with 2 counts of homicide, but will likely be charged with more crimes as they keep investigating. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the rest of your top stories after this.
When I think about the big stories in South Carolina, my mind always comes here to our South Carolina State House because of real stories that affect real people in our community. I think back on the huge teacher rally, thousands of teachers from across our state coming here to the South Carolina State House to rally with SC for Ed. In my mind, this is the heartbeat of democracy, of advocacy, of equity, of justice, and what makes our community such a special place. WIS 10, connection happens here.
Welcome back to today's top stories. We pick back up with story number 2. A Lexington man was charged after investigators say 5 dogs were left inside his home for around 2 weeks without food or water. 3 of the dogs left behind were found dead, according to investigators with Lexington County Animal Services. County officials say Animal Services arrested Robert John Hakeem Tuesday after the dogs were found inside his home on Corley Street. Investigators say Hakeem told them he left his home July 2nd and did not go back. The 2 dogs who were found alive were transferred to a rescue shelter for care. Brittany Jones, the director of Animal Services, said the 2 dogs are getting extra nutrients right now, but were severely emaciated. Hakeem was charged with 5 counts of ill treatment of animals and booked into the Lexington County Detention Center and granted a $5,000 bond. Moving on to our top story of the day. A WIS investigation is sparking new transparency in South Carolina road projects. The legislature passed a budget amendment called a proviso ordering SCDOT to research how to make an online dashboard to get information about road projects. That information would include if the project is over budget or behind schedule. Senator Darrell Jackson introduced the proviso after a WIS investigation into the Hardscrabble Road project. Jackson said SCDOT is collecting data, but taxpayers should not expect to see a new online dashboard by the end of this year. You can watch our initial investigation and read more about this update on WISTV.com. You can also find all of these stories and more on our website. Once again, that's WISTV.com.